Hi, this is Artie. Energy's way is a new revelation. It's a fusion of mind, body, spirit practices updated with energy science. Now, science holds that energy is action. That's early 20th century physics. It's time for our common sense to catch up. Using energy's actions as our teacher is a recipe for lifelong nourishment, for a whole new order. Here I'll just give you a couple little quick tastes. The promise of following this path is energy's virtue, which is wise, loving power. Now, we begin on this path, as we all do, early in life, in the womb, and then soon after birth, by channeling energy into physical expression. We learn moves, which we then transpose like tunes in music to higher registers, into the mental, emotional, and spiritual realm. The problem is that particularly in the machine and information age, we've learned moves that emphasize grasping, holding, pushing, shoving, manipulating objects early on that we then transpose into mental operations that do the same. They manipulate stuff. It's a recipe for creating tech and everything else we call stuff. But as you know, there's a downside. There's environmental impact. And then there's a whole other aspect that we've mostly ignored, which is the boomerang effect. We end up treating ourselves like so much tech. We treat our bodies or walk around like we're machines, and we use our minds like computers. The result is we're rushed, harsh, and forceful, most of all with ourselves. Rushed as in, who has time for you? And harsh as in, stop complaining, life is hard, then you die. And forceful as in, get it done, whatever it takes, try harder. Energy's way, by contrast, is ease, flow, and grace. Ease is the wisest action, the way light finds its way through the universe. Flow, characteristically up close, is the way water finds its way down a mountain, caressing the rocks. And grace is the wisest action, like the way the whole universe comes into being over and over, moment to moment. Now, another feature of energy that's most significant is energy self-creative. Energy is our tech term for what's long been known as the divine feminine. These are the forces that conceive, gestate, birth, nurse, nurture, and set free to be all that is, so that energy is always coming out of herself. Energy is always doing herself. Energy is always producing and ending up with more of herself. Energy energizes energizing, we need to say. That's a sentence that loops. It's reflexive. And I'm making this pattern so that you could see, you could look on the internet, you could find, science has found this pattern in the energy fields throughout the universe. The revelation of this path, energy's way, is having discovered that the more we move toward ease, flow, and grace, the more free, open, and supple we become, we first of all begin recovering our original ability to move this way bodily. And then that facilitates our moving into the highest, most subtle expressions mentally, emotionally, spiritually, which, if I just give you a few examples, you'll recognize. Whatever goes around, comes around. As above, so below. Giving is receiving. It's all loop-de-loop reflexive. So sign up, get your basic instructions, learn how to recover this ability in your body, and you'll have an easier time also moving those recovered, very much more ample moves into the higher spheres. You sign up here on Energy's Way, you get a free basic instructions and follow-up videos that support you in the practice. What's in it for you? You'll soar your energies beyond anything possible in traditional practices. I know I'm an energy healer. I feel the difference. It's what astounded me to come out of retirement to do this work. And you'll notice you growing a life where you'll no longer be interested in anything less than having it be about much, much more than you. To the point that you realize, that is, recognize and make real your essence as cosmic being with a role to play in the remarkable history of this time. How do I know? You got called here. You've made it through this, listening or reading. So, sooner or later, energy is going to have her way with you. And have fun and enjoy, because energy's way is also making love with life. Making love with life. Blessings.